Your Excellency, it's my pleasure to invite you to come and speak to us and share with us what has been happening in your country, which you want to emulate.
In Tanzania, we are using common law system since we were under British colony. So we have the so-called local government. Local government, it is also stipulated in the Constitution, the role of local government. So we have central government, and the powers, directives from the central government, they go to the local government. Local government, that is where our citizen community are living there. So in Tanzania, local government management is stipulated in the Constitution. We have political appointees like regional commissioners, district commissioners, divisional secretary. There is regional commissioner, below there is district commissioner, below there is divisional secretary. In Kiswahili, we call him Katibu Tarafa. It is bigger than a village, but less than a district. Divisional secretary. And below divisional secretary, we have the so-called ward, W-A-R-D, ward. Over there, there are leaders. There are appointed leaders, elected leaders at the level of the ward. Below the ward, there is village chairman, village government, village council, village assembly. Below the village, this is where I'm going to focus. We call it hamlet. Hamlet. Below the village, there is a level called hamlet. In rural, this level of hamlet, in Kiswahili, they call kitongoji. Kijiji, kitongoji. Mwenyekiti, kitongoji, hamlet. Now, in urban, it is called a street. In urban, we call street. Street A, street B. But in rural, in village, we call hamlet. So I'll try to avoid district commissioner, regional commissioner, and maybe let us go straight to village and hamlet level. Now, roughly, each village, each ward consists of specified number of villages. In rural and in urban are known streets. The village consists of the village consists of not more than 5 hamlets. Village, this is very important level of administration by law. They meet every after 3 months. The meeting is announced 7 days before. There are different functions at the village: to receive, discuss reports of development, income and expenditure, financial reports, election of village leaders, receive land acquisition reports, not more than 50 acres, enact village bylaws, to fire people who are condemned because of corruption. The village government can fire them. Sometimes you have a village chairman. People, they collect different small levy at the village level. But this chairman is not transparent to read the income and expenditure. Let's say from January, we received this amount of money in our village out of village levy. We have used this amount of money to do 1, 2, 3. The meetings are not being called transparently. So the citizens at the village have got the right to fire this chairman. Mwenyekiti ufai bwana, tuachie. So this is the spirit of Mwalimu Nyerere, our father of the nation. Mwalimu Nyerere, after independence, number 1, he spoke about unity, umoja, mshikamano, upendo, togetherness, Swahili language, equality. You see? And Mwalimu taught us security of our nation is in our hands. If you see something wrong as a Tanzanian citizen, be it in urban, rural, or village, something is wrong, go to report. Go to report to the village chairman. If the village chairman is far, go to report to the hamlet chairman. In urban, to the street chairman. So street chairman, he is a chairman of street with 50 households. Before, when our population was less, now we are 55 million. One hamlet chairman composed of 10 house. That is where the word nyumba kumi came. 10 house. Now the population is 55 million. If every hamlet chairman will be composed of 10 households, it will be too much. If you call the meeting of hamlet chairman mabalozi, even KICC will not be enough. We need a big stadium. So then we said, instead of 10 households, nyumba kumi, let us do it 50. And this 50 started after multi-party system. When it was single party, before multi-party, it was 10 houses and the population was like 25 million. Now 50 million, this nyumba kumi. Now the word nyumba kumi was very famous during the single party. We are still using it. Now instead of 10, it is 50 so that it is easy to manage. At the village, they discuss many issues of safety, security. There was a time in some parts of Africa, people with albinism, you remember on the TV, our children with albinism, they were caught with criminals because of superstition, issues of female genital mutilation and whatnot. So there are those agendas which could be discussed at the village level. And if something is wrong, you find people saying, mwenyekiti, jana nimesikia kuna watu wamekuja wana silaha. Mwenyekiti nimesikia. Mwenyekiti, to the village. Mwenyekiti, where is hamlet chairman? Hamlet chairman, make a follow-up. I need the reply. Those resident associations. So hamlet, which is less than a village, and in urban it is street, is equivalent to balozi nyumba kumi. So they have 50 houses. This word, as I said, was very famous before multi-party, but still it is famous. Hamlet chairman is elected by all adult members of hamlet and may be removed from office by decision of simple majority of such members. And it is also stipulated in Local Government Act number 7 and number 8 of 1982. Hamlet, as I said, composed of 50 households. Now, qualification of hamlet chairman. This hamlet chairman in rural or in urban, we call it street. Mwenyekiti wa kitongoji or balozi nyumba kumi. Normally, they are retired citizens. Somebody who had worked in the city, retired. You know, people when they retire, they go at home. Ushago. We go to Eldoret. Like mzee wetu Boynet akiretire 50 years to come, anarudi nyumbani. So wananchi, people will say, we want you to be our chairman. We want to use your experience. He has already retired, relaxed. 50 years to come. Now he's still very energetic. We still need him. So we want to use your expertise. Normally they are civil servants. They are military people. Some of them, they are bishop, pastors, retired, with wisdom, married, family, integrity. Then they say, we want you to be our chairman at a very specific hamlet, which is less than a village. So they are not given salary. It is a voluntary job, no salary. But it is surprise when the time of election comes, like this year, 2019, we will be having our local government elections, 2020 in Tanzania, general election. 1 year before, local government election. When the time of election comes, you find people who would like to take that position, despite there is no salary. There are 5-10 contestants at a specific hamlet or street. Watu wanagombania kupata hiyo nafasi. Haina mshahara, lakini ni heshima. In the morning, hello chairman, Mr. Chairman, good morning sir, hello chairman. No salary. You know, it's just in the church. In the church we have those elders of the church, ushers. They like to save, no salary. This is what Mwalimu Nyerere taught us, to volunteer. So, what is the role now of this hamlet chairman street? He is a middleman between village and the citizen at the hamlet or at the street in urban. Now in urban, because there are no villages, he is middleman between the ward. There is a ward level. Before the district level, there's a ward level. Between the ward and the street. So, the role of this hamlet chairman, to submit public opinion from the hamlet or the street to the ward. Give recommendation and requirement from hamlet to the village, because he attends the meeting at the village by virtue of his post as a chairman of hamlet or of street. He is a member recognized. But sometimes when they attend village government, village council, that is where they are being paid, not salary again. It is called like posho, you know, transport allowance. So in Tanzania, we are taught to volunteer issues of peace and security. But also, hamlet chairman is having the duty and the role, I will try to translate, to keep register of indigenous citizen of the hamlet, indigenous citizen. Like we said, 50 houses. But you might find one of the house, maybe the father or whatever passed away, to keep the register. This one passed away. There are newly born children. How many children are born? Tomorrow we are going to 2020. How many children from my hamlet will be required to go to standard 1. They keep the register. You know, in my hamlet, in my street, we have these newly born children. They will attain 6 years, 7 years by this year. Then you know, you need to build schools. Are schools enough? Are classes enough? But if there are any issues of safety, security, they report. Sometimes we have problems of water, cholera, issues of albinism, issues of theft. And when they report to the village council will ask the hamlet chairman, what have you done so far to prevent, to secure, before we take intervention from the village to the ward, from the ward to the district council, from the district council to the region. So these resident associations, they are very important. They are voluntary, no payment there. These are experienced people who have worked and now they are tired, just at home at the village relaxing. Use them. This is what Mwalimu Nyerere taught us, our father of the nation. They will be glad to volunteer, mentally, physically, in kind, even in cash. Sometimes you find a school, because of rain, the toilet has disappeared. There are no toilets in our school because of rain. There's this problem. They will just contribute. So they put statistics for newly born, death, but also for those who are newcomers to that very street hamlet. They are required to report. If you are a landlord, you say, I'm having this amount of tenants, one has left, another person has come. Registration, to know your people. Sometimes in a hamlet, we might say, there is this thing, we need to contribute. $5 from each household. So chairman should know, this house belongs to Mr. Flani, Mr. Peter, Mr. John. This household, there are 2 children, 3 children in that house. If there are funerals, you might find a person going to a city or a village, very new, no relative, no friend. Number 1, you report to the village chairman, chairman of the hamlet, mwenyekiti wa mtaa, mwenyekiti wa kijiji, you should go and report. You might get a problem at home. Funeral, someone is sick, you are alone, no one to help you to take the body. We have many relatives, you know, Africans, we live with our cousins, our children, something happened there, oh my God, what am I going? Neighbor, we don't know each other. Hey, number one, naenda kwa mwenyekiti. I'm going to the street chair. Mr. Chairman, I'm having a problem at home. Please, can you assist? Let me come with you. Umoja, ujamaa. Siasa ya ujamaa. Mwalimu Nyerere taught us. You see? So even on the issues of security, safety, they report. We have seen some strange people here. Mr. Chairman, street chairman, do you know anything about them? I haven't seen them. Please watch, please watch. There was a time on a certain area in one municipal, when people are going to work in the morning, they just close their house. And then there are these youth, you know, they don't have employment. They will go break the house, they take the radio, the TV. It was reported to the chairman. And then chairman called a meeting. Chairman said, we will start the so-called Ulinzi Shirikishi. Can somebody help me to translate? Ulinzi Shirikishi. Collective security, yes. Because tukienda kazini, they steal our radios, what? They know no one is in the house. So collective security. So this chairman took the register. I'm having 30 youth on my street, hamlet. If they don't have employment, we will deploy our youth to guard in the evening until morning, and we will give them some cash. Employment opportunity. Those who do not have youth in their house to volunteer, they can contribute $5, $10 to the chairman, and the chairman use that, and then they announce, we have collected this amount in our street, in our hamlet, we will use this for security, and this and this. Mwalimu Nyerere told us. Yes. You see, that is Tanzania model. Voluntary. So, hamlet encourage security and safety activities as directed by the hamlet chairman, but also as directed by village government district commissioner. There are many issues: safety, security, development. Sometimes in rural people, they grow their farms near the sources of water. They teach them, don't start your farming near the sources of water. We will get no water in future. Don't cut trees. You see, many issues. Safety, security. Hamlet chairman submit report from village when he goes to the village government, from village to hamlet, feedback. If they meet every after 3 months at the village. So what have they decided at the village? This hamlet chairman or street chairman brings back to the lower level. Conduct hamlet meeting. This meeting has no decision-making powers, just recommendation, sort of. Because, you know, some of the decision, you might decide something which needs budget. And at the street level, you don't have enough budget. So, on some cases, before implementing, the street chairman, hamlet chairman, has to report to the village, because the funds are coming from village. Village, they have sources of income generation. Levy, small levy. Or in urban, we call it ward. So if it is a big thing, like building a toilet which is broken out of heavy rain, they can say, we need to build toilet for our children at our street, at our hamlet, but we don't have, we have to report, and then the village district council supports. But it is a very important level, hamlet. So, encourage hamlet community to participate in development. You know, sometimes our people have so many questions regarding government, regarding whether it is parliament or whatever. Now, our leaders are very far. When are you going to meet your member of parliament? To ask. Your governor? To ask. So this hamlet chairman, street chairman, they assist in elaborating some of the issues which were not clear. So they also encourage citizens to pay levy and tax payment as required by the village. For instance, sometimes people, they grow maize, they want to transport maize from one place to another. There is a transportation levy for maize. They explain, you have to pay levy, the importance of levy is this and this, the government will use levy to make roads and everything. They coordinate issues of agriculture, subsidies for fertilizer. You know, in the village we give subsidies for fertilizer, for seeds. So these hamlet chairman, hamlet level, they are very useful. They coordinate, make sure children who attain the age of going to school, they have gone to school. You know, sometimes in our rural village, we take our children at the age of going to primary school to do different kind of works. It can be works in our house, like house girls, but sometimes trafficking in human. You know, trafficking in human, you can't take those who have attained the age of 18 and above, they are matured. Some people, they go to the village, they take our children at the age of going to school. So this Mwenyekiti, chairman of street, of hamlet, he knows the people and their age. He has the register at home. If these children are not in school, he will go to ask, where is your daughter? Where is your son? He was supposed to go to school. You know, Uncle Kim took him to town saying he's going to look for school for him. Sometimes they are being used as house girls, house boys, or kuchunga ng'ombe, you know? So hamlet level, security, they assist. We also have issues of trafficking in human, terrible. Our youth, because of being desperate of employment, they are ready to go anywhere. And when they go there, Balozi, I'll get a telephone call. We are calling from this country. We have seen your children, your youth here are struggling. No job. They were told there's a work here in this country. Middle East. Where and where? And then they are transformed to refugees. Hey, we don't have refugees in Tanzania and Kenya. We don't have refugees. We have enough food. How comes refugees? You see? Now, chairman from the street, chairman from hamlet, they really assist. Basically, those are the areas I wanted to emphasize. So community participation is in conclusion, is vital in development process in safety and security. At a village level or hamlet level, community participation is very important. Where community is not engaged, there exists sometimes misinterpretation, conflicts, and misunderstanding. With these few words, I thank you very much for your attention. Asante sana.